about him crashing his car?
Yeah, I heard, yeah. And I've also heard that you've withdrawn your application to become a magistrate.
I have, yes.
Why, Dad? Why have you done that, eh?
I would have thought that was obvious.
Because of an accident? Don't be silly. There's lots of magistrates have 'em.
This is a little more complicated.
Can we go somewhere else to talk about this, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. In the way, am I?
No, Blanche, you're not in the way.
We can go next door.
Oh, no. You two stop here. I'm the one that's not wanted. You must be famished. All that driving. I don't know why you didn't make your proper lunch.
I'm fine. I stopped a couple of times anyway.
No, Blanche is right. I would have done you some lunch, but didn't know what time to expect you.
Don't worry, Dad. The cake's lovely.
If you ask me, it's a bit dry.
So, has it changed much?
Not really, no.
Personally, I don't know why you haven't been back before.
She'd be busy, Blanche. A life to lead, a job to do. Time passes before you know it.
Deirdre used to say that. She'd neglected me terribly for years, you know.
Oh, you do exaggerate.
Why don't me and you go and have a drink, Blanche?
What now? On top of tea and cake?
That's a great idea.
You're as bad as Deirdre. If you want to be shot of us, why not just say? I can't stand all this pussyfooting around. You're buying, I take it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear old Blanche. She doesn't change.
Nor do you, Dad.
No.
Family. That's the most important thing, you know.
Now, come on, steady on, Blanche.
If I hadn't seen our Deirdre for that many years.
I think it's disgusting, that. Old folk getting legless.
Are you planning on taking the pledge when you reach 60, then?
I shall age with dignity.
That will be worth waiting for.
Well, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Who was that? You've been rabbiting on for hours.
It was Tracy.
Oh, why didn't you tell me? I haven't spoken to her for ages.
Well, we can soon remedy that. She's invited us to London.
Oh, that's lovely. When?
This week.
Oh, it's a bit short notice.
Well, we can both get time off work. It's not as if we make a habit of it. And let's face it, we could do with a break.
Well, it's come at the right time for me. I'm supposed to be going on a day trip with Emily's charity shop mob. I've been looking for an excuse to duck out of it.
Well, actually, Blanche, I thought Deirdre and I go on our own.
Oh, I see.
Look, Ken, I would love to see Tracy, but I can't leave Dev in the lurch.
Well, surely you could find someone to cover for you.
Not this quickly.
Oh. Well, at least ask. I mean, Tracy will be very disappointed.
She'll be fine. And I wish you wouldn't arrange things like this without asking me first. We can't all just drop everything at a moment's notice.
Ash, what are you doing? You meant to meet me 15 minutes ago.
Took over, would you? I will just about ring. I can't make it. Only forgot. I promised Boris this afternoon off.
Well, you promised me and all. Can't you hang on half an hour? Me and Ash, there's something we need to do. What's funny?
Nothing. I'm supposed to be meeting my mum at past.
Oh, please. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important.
I suppose it don't matter if I'm a couple of minutes late. That's all it'll take, eh, Ash?
Aye, quick, come on then.
But I'll have to get changed first.
No, you haven't got time for that.
No guessing who wears the trousers in that house.
So you do it then?
Yeah, but he didn't promise.
And what does that mean?
Means he'll do it.
For sure?
If he can.
Yeah, but what if you can't?
He can. He will. He will. He'll well do it.
Thanks, Mum.
Thank you. Hey!
Hey, last night's food was fantastic.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I may as well talk to myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this morning, but I was a bit distracted, you know, what with work and all that.
Good manners cost nothing.
You're absolutely right. Do you mind if I join you for a minute?
Whose idea was it to let children in here?
Why, don't you like kids?
No, I don't. Not when they're racing round the place trying to push people over. I was nearly flat on my back on the floor.
I was hoping to talk to you about Susan.
Susan? What about her?
Well, I heard she was down here a couple of days ago, and I just wondered how she was getting on.
She's doing very well, actually. She's an accountant.
Oh. So she's doing all right for herself?
Very well.
Did she say anything?
About you?
Well, no, about anything. I mean, did she say there was any big news in her life?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She still living in Newcastle, is she?
Oh, no, she hasn't lived in Newcastle for years.
Oh, right.
She's in Glasgow now.
Glasgow?
Yes, in her grandmother's old house.
Oh, right.
Now, what are you going to do about them kids?
I'm going to sort that out. In the meantime, I'll buy you a drink. My round, I suppose.
Well, they're not going to...
All right, all right. Who is it?
It's me, open the door.
Peter?
Yes, open the door, will you, Blanche? Where's my dad?
In London. They don't come back till tomorrow.
Well, I need to speak to him. Have you got Tracy's number?
Yes, but it won't do you any good. They went out to see a show tonight. So what's the big emergency?
Nothing.
Well, it doesn't seem like nothing to me.
All right, nothing that concerns you, OK?
Well, it might not be a palace, but I do like coming home.
Oh, you're back. I hope you're hungry. I've got a 4-pound leg of lamb in the oven.
Oh, that's nice.
You'll have to do it yourself. I'm not stopping for me dinner. Irene's invited me out for lunch.
Oh, right.
Oh, and Peter's looking for you.
Oh, really? Did he say what for?
I don't know. Wouldn't tell me. Nobody ever tells me anything.
Well, was it?
Yes. I'm sorry.
So, Dev told Mike, and Mike went straight up to Susan's.
Yeah, wait a minute. How did you find out where she lives? Or did you tell him that as well?
No.
That were me. Well, no one told me it were a secret. In fact, no one told me anything till now.
Do you realise what you've done?
I just didn't...
I mean, I can't believe this. You heard Susan. She said if Baldwin ever found out, we'd never see her or Adam again.
She didn't mean that.
How do you know? How do you know that? She's not answering the phone. I mean, for the first time in years, I felt I was getting close to my kids. And now, because of you, I may have lost a daughter and a grandson forever.
I'm just sorry you didn't care to tell me. For one thing, I wouldn't have told Mike Baldwin that Susan lived in Glasgow.
Oh, we just thought the fewer people who knew, the better. And as it turned out, there weren't few enough. And now Baldwin's gone tearing up to Scotland and done God only knows what damage.
Ken, I'm sorry. I don't know what else I can say. And when I see Dev, I should tell him what I think of him.
Yeah, and I might just do the same.
Do you think that's going to help?
I don't know what's going to help. I just wish. Anyway, who can blame her? Who can blame her if she never speaks to me again?
Well, I think she might deserve some of the blame herself, don't you? I mean, after all, she kept Adam's existence a secret all these years.
For good reason.
Yeah, well, you say that because of the way you feel about Mike. Other people might see it differently.
Like you, for instance. You think it's a good thing that he's found out?
I'm not
So
saying...
maybe when you told Dev you were hoping he'd pass it on, is that it?
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Well, I'm glad I didn't know. At least nobody can blame me.
No, just me. You've no need to worry, Mother. This time it's me to blame for everything.
Well, it weren't much of a job anyway.
Even so, I'm sorry you had to give it up.
Yeah, so am I.
But the man did let you down.
Like I let you down.
Oh, now what?
Hello.
I just got off the phone from Susan. And she said to say thanks for your messages, but she doesn't really want to speak to you right now. What she's going to do, she's going to come down on Friday. And then we can all sit down with a nice cup of tea and have a full and frank exchange of views, can't we?
I think I've had about enough of that, thank you.
Deirdre's just walked out on a job.
Really? Well, I thought you and that shopkeeper were best of pals. You told each other everything.
Oh, please.
Yes, I think we're probably all said enough on that subject.
Said enough on every subject, if you ask me.
Did Susan tell you what Baldwin said?
Well, yeah, it's what you'd expect. He's determined to let Adam know he's got a daddy after all.
So Adam still doesn't know?
Apparently not.
Oh, maybe there's still time then.
I mean, there's not... I better get me stuff out of your road. Wouldn't want to mess things up for later.
Mother, we're not asking you to go for hours yet.
I know that. I'm just making sure that I'm ready when the time comes. Where's the harm in that?
Look, I'm sorry we're asking you to leave, but I really don't want Susan any more riled than she already is. You do understand?
Of course I do, Kenneth. Very nice of you to put it so politely.
Thanks for that. I know she can be difficult.
It's not Blanche I'm finding difficult.
Susan wouldn't be coming here if she didn't want to see things sorted.
Well, you heard what Peter said. She's furious about Baldwin finding out. She said she'd cut me out of her life. I can't lose them now, Deirdre. I've only just found them.
Oh, what a luxury getting up at this.
We're in here. Thanks for coming. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, I'll be off then. Oh, I hope this all works out for you and Adam, love. Heaven knows you've got plenty to sort out.
It's all right. It's just a way.
Hi.
Look, I really am sorry about Baldwin finding out. I'd have given anything for that not to have happened.
It's okay, Dad. Peter explained everything.
I never wanted him to find out either, if it's any consolation.
But this needn't be the end. I'm sure if we all work together, we can find a way of keeping Baldwin's involvement to a minimum.
Far too late for that, Barlow.
What are you doing here? How did you even get in?
Blanche left the door open. Save me knocking.
Well, you've no right. How dare you come waltzing in here uninvited? I swear this has nothing to do with me.
When you've... Oh, cold enough to freeze the ship canal out there. I hope it were worth it. Well, did you sort it all out?
Ask your daughter. She spent quite some time discussing the outcome with Baldwin.
We didn't exactly sort anything out, no, Mother.
What, nothing at all? You telling me I've been out there in sub-zero temperatures for naught?
I'd say we were worse off than before.
But we don't actually know how it went. It's down to Susan now.
Never mind what Susan wants. Baldwin will stop at nothing to get his hands on Adam.
Look, Ken, whether you like it or not, he is Adam's father, and nothing you do or say is going to change that.
Well, he still needn't have found out.
Will you stop blaming me? Look, I feel terrible about this, but you've had a part to play as well, you know.
Well, it wasn't me who went running to the corner shop shouting the odds.
Yes, and it wasn't me who's barely spoken to his daughter for 12 years. I'm sorry, Ken, but you've got to admit, if you and Susan had had any sort of relationship, all this would have been ironed out ages ago.
Can you smell it?
No.
Oh, it's definitely whiffy.
There you are, Blanche.
Oh, thank you very much. Your tank's leaking.
You what?
That fish thing. There's water coming out of it.
Where?
I don't know. I can't see it, but I can smell it. Damp.
It's not the fish tank.
It's the fish, then. They're dead.
Well, they're moving.
Fine. Then it's the drains or the sinks. My nose is never wrong. You're damp.
All right, gonna sit down.
Do you want me to get you anything?
I'll watch the telly.
Yeah, sure.
What a to-do.
Definitely hasn't sunk in yet. He's still behaving like nothing's happened.
He's probably still in shock.
I'm surprised the hospital let him out so quickly. Mind, they probably needed his bed.
Well, they gave us some pills in case he had trouble sleeping.
And are you sure you've done the right thing, bringing him back here?
Can hardly take him home, could we? And Peter's flat's tiny.
I suppose.
To be honest, I don't think it matters where he is, as long as he's with people who care about him.
Go on then, just show me your calf muscles.
I'm shy.
Friend of Colin.
Pretty well, then.
So every day.
Poor little mite. He doesn't seem to know what's going on.
He was in the car when it all happened, wasn't he?
He were knocked unconscious, which I suppose is a blessing.
It's a terrible trauma for any child. No wonder he's so withdrawn. How's Ken bearing up?
Ken's being Ken.
It's hard to conceive what it must be like losing a child, even when they're grown up.
Right. Cars are here.
Oh. Right, well, I really do appreciate you coming. Thank you.
No trouble at all, mate. Here, I'll keep that in my pocket for you, shall I?
All right, then.
Come on, then.
Susan Barlow was taken from us in the midst of life, and as a result of a tragic accident. We mourn her loss, just as we mourn the loss of her mother, Valerie, taken from us too at a young age, many years ago. The question that must be on all our minds today is why? Why did such a tragedy happen? The death of a young person always feels particularly cruel.
Believe it.
Susan was, as you know, highly successful.
How dare he show his face?
In her chosen profession, accountancy.
Ken, just ignore him.
She was also a mother.
I'm going to ask him to leave.
A daughter.
Don't. You'll upset Adam.
And a sister, beloved by friends and family alike. And so we come together today in Christian brotherhood to remember her and to give thanks for her life.
You, Lou.
For us from the bitter pain of eternal death. Lord, you know the secrets of our hearts. Hear our prayer, O God most mighty. Spare us, most worthy Judge eternal. At our last hour, let us not fall from you, O holy, merciful Saviour. We have entrusted Susan to God's mercy. We now commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life.
Let go! It's okay, it's okay.
Oh, you let go!
Don't be frightened, Adam.
That we might be
I'm your
conformed
father.
to his glorious body.
You satisfied now?
At least the boy knows the truth.
Only part of it.
More than you were going to tell him.
Oh, I intend to tell him everything. I'm going to make sure he knows exactly the kind of man you are and what you did to his mother.
Don't you threaten me, Barlow.
Mike, leave.
Threaten you? You're lucky I don't beat you to a pulp.
Oh, you fancy your chances? Come on then, come on.
Stop it, both of you. Remember where you are.
Come on, Mike, we're going.
Yeah, get him out of here before I teach him a lesson he won't forget.
You what?
Mike, he's not worth it.
You're right. It's not even worth the dirt on my shoes. You tell that boy he's got a father that loves him and won't be shut out of his life by this loser or anybody else.
We'll see about that.
Well, I've never seen anything like it. Not at a funeral.
That Mike Baldwin has a lot to answer for.
Is it true what he said? Is he really Adam's father?
All I can tell you is that Susan went all the way to Scotland to escape his clutches. So I reckon she had good reason.
Here, Dad. Get that down you. Make you feel better.
How could he just turn up and try to hijack Susan's funeral?
Well, he's never been a bloke to respect anybody else's feelings, has he?
Should have just told him to leave straight away. Oh, how is he? Is he okay?
I've just given him a hot drink. I think it's all just very confusing and upsetting for the poor lad.
10 times worse now. Baldwin's stuck his oar in. What am I going to say to him now?
Adam's not stupid by any means, Ken. I think you should just tell him the truth.
No, that is not what Susan wanted.
The lad's got a right to know who his father is.
Yeah, next you'll be saying his father's got rights too.
No, she won't.
We've just buried my sister today.
Yeah, and you're not the only one who's upset, Peter.
I'm beginning to think I'm the only one that really cares, though.
He's just drunk too much, taking a notice.
We're off, Ken. Ken, I just want to say how sorry I am.
Well, thank you. We thought we'd try and avoid the motorway. I don't want him getting unnecessarily upset.
Peter should have thought about that before he came in rolling drunk last night.
Yeah, but at least now he's staying here, we can keep a closer eye on him. Hey, you need to take your coat, Adam.
That's what I told him. You can guarantee if it's freezing in Weatherfield, it'll be worse in Glasgow. Come on, then. We're just getting him a biscuit for the journey.
How is the poor lad going to cope if my mother keeps treating him like a toddler?
She cares about him.
Yeah, and so do I. I do. But, Ken, there's things we need to talk about.
And we will do when we get back from
Look,
Scotland.
I'm not deliberately being difficult.
Oh, hello. Morning. Come in. And, do you feel as bad as you look?
No, I'm all right.
Yeah, well, I think I better drive. You could still be over the limit.
Listen, I'm sorry about... You know what happened. I didn't mean to get that.
All right, difficult times.
Getting drunk doesn't help anybody, and I thought you'd have learned that by now.
Yeah, Deirdre's right.
Yeah, I know, and look, you don't have to worry. I'll take Adam back as soon as I get my head together.
Oh, no. I meant what I said. He's fine staying here with us.
You sure, Dad?
Yeah, of course he is, isn't he?
It's a bit late to start consulting me. Oh, I know it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, Mother, but Ken seems to have made his mind up. Adam's moving in.
I don't see a problem with that.
You don't? How's this size?
Surely you don't begrudge the boy a home.
Of course I don't.
It doesn't sound that way to me.
I just wish Ken would consult me before he makes these decisions.
If you ask me, for once in his life, Kenneth has taken control. And it's a good job somebody has, because that little lad needs all the help he can get.
This is ridiculous. Suit yourself.
Well, what do you expect?
I expect us to be able to talk like sensible adults.
If you want someone to talk to, why don't you go and see Baldwin?
That was a bit childish.
Is it childish to expect a little bit of loyalty from you?
I am not going to toe the line just to satisfy your grudge with Baldwin.
You made that perfectly clear.
You have no right to stop him getting to know his son.
Look, I'm not just going to stand by and let Baldwin use his usual bully boy tactics to get what he wants.
He didn't bully me. I've formed my own opinions.
To even suggest that Adam will be better off with that jumped-up barrow boy...
Will you keep your voices down? Hasn't that young lad been through enough without listening to you two at each other's throats?
Yeah, Blanche is right. This is getting us nowhere.
Well, don't look at me. I'm not the one creating the atmosphere.
Oh, that's right, Deirdre. I'm to blame for everything.
Happy now?
Right, we're off to enroll Adam at the comp.
Oh, good luck.
Ah, don't be put off by the way it looks, Adam. It's not a bad school, really.
Thanks.
Right, we'll see you later.
Bye. Bye-bye. Ah, like a lamb to the slaughter.
He'll be fine.
Poor mite. It's not his fault he's ended up here.
Yes. Well, we're all trying to make the best of things, Mother.
I can't say I blame Ken for feeling let down.
Oh, don't you start.
He thinks the world of that boy.
That does not give him the right to step in and try to take over his life. I'm well aware of how much Ken cares about Adam, but it's important that the lad gets to know his father.
And, of course, having a youngster about the place would mean a lot of changes round here.
That's not what worries me. Do you know, he even had the nerve to ask me to marry him so it'd look better in the courts.
Yes, I know. I also know about him wanting to up sticks and move to Scotland for the boy. I know everything that happens in this house.
I suppose you think I'm being selfish.
Well, his timing could be more romantic, I must say. But I do understand why he did it.
I just think he's rushing into this without thinking about the consequences.
Which is why he needs your support.
Oh, I know. And I want to. But I can't. Not when I know he's wrong.